So here we are, welcome to my office. This is where I come before air, after air, hang out, do show prep. I'm also the senior radio producer here, so I produce a lot of the programming that you hear on the radio station, both radio stations. So I like to make it interesting, not only for myself to come to work every day, but guests who come to the studio. I have the artists, if I have a poster of theirs, I usually invite them into my office and have them sign their poster, and I have many autographed posters and just interesting things to look at and remind me of how fun my job is every single day. This is, I can't think of anything else to do in life other than to play records and be around musicians and be on the radio. It's a fun place to work. I'll give you a little tour of the place. Here we are in the hallway of WMHT, and just down the road, the hallway here, we have a couple of dressing rooms for folks. We also have a makeup room, and we have a green room that's not really green. It was explained to me that it was more or less like a traffic light. For people that get on TV, first stop is the dressing room, of course. That would be the red light, and then the makeup room would be the yellow, and then just before you go on TV, you go into the green room and you wait, and then you go on TVs. And that's sort of, I don't know how the traffic and the television got intermingled right there, but that's how it was explained to me. Sort of like a traffic light. So red, yellow, green, green room. And again, it's not really green, it's nice decor in there. People relax, people come on in here just before they go on TV. This is where you can gather your thoughts. Perhaps you're waiting for a guest that's on TV. You could just relax in here on your computer. You can do extra work. You can grab a bite to eat. You can actually see from the television screen what is being filmed in the studio. You can grab a bite to eat and just relax and make yourself at home and just feel comfortable while you're here. Hi, I'm Dave Delaney from WMHT, and we're on the set of New York Now, which is our political show, Friday nights at 6 p.m. We film it here in Studio B in the Rensselaer Tech Park. Friday mornings, it gets edited during the day and then distributed to public radio stations and television stations around New York State for airing throughout the weekend. So this is just one of our sets here, and as you can see, we have many other sets here in Studio B. So we'll head now to the FM studios. We have WMHT FM, the classical radio station that's been on the air for 46 years, coming this June. We also have WEXT, which is a AAA roots and rock radio station. And then there's RISE Studios as well. RISE stands for the Radio Information Service for the Blind and Print Disabled. It's a service at WMHT FM. Folks who have a disability seeing or holding a newspaper, or perhaps a book. We have probably 100 volunteers on staff that come in on a weekly basis, and they read the newspapers, they read books, they read magazines over the air, so people at home with specially tuned radio receivers can hear these things, and they don't lose any of the information in life because of their disability. These great folks come in on a weekly basis, and they all do it, and it's a wonderful service. And here we are. This is the WEXT studio here, and here's Joyce Jackey. Joyce,
hey Dave, how are you?
Joyce is the midday girl on WEXT, right?
Oh yeah, hey, we're rocking and rolling with some great tunes here. I have this song that is just so catchy, gets in my head, and that's a good place to be. Don't Fall in Love with a Lonely Girl, Freddie Johnson. Do you remember that?
Johnson's a great one.
Right,
yeah.
Got Friday Fish Fry, the band Fish.
Yep, that's it.
The Grateful Dead.
Gotta go.
Lots of good stuff here. Live at EXT session every Friday.
Live at EXT every Friday at noontime. You can hear an in-studio performance from an artist who drops by our studio.
The spring of 2007, and Dave and I were tasked with building a new radio station, and it was 60 days to put over 6,000 songs into the system and get ready to program and run a radio station. I'm getting tired now just thinking about it.
This is adult alternative format.
That's what they call it, yeah. That's the technical term. We just call it a rock station.
We're here in North Greenbush. I don't know if people realize that exit 97.7 really has quite a signal. It carries pretty far. I know I hear you up in Queensbury all the time. And so, Dave, what time is your show in the morning? You have the Beatles.
Yeah, I do 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. I have a few features. I have Stax at Sunrise.
That's right.
At 6:30, so I play a great song from a Stax artist.
Mm-hmm.
At 7:20, I do Breakfast with the Beatles, so I play 3 from the Fab Four. At 8:30, I have Dawn of the Dead, so I celebrate the Grateful Dead and play one of their songs.
I hear you all the time during the morning.
Oh, well,
commute.
thanks for listening.
Fantastic, you bet.
I have a listener.
Oh, you bet you do. Going up the Northway, it's a comfort.
Awesome.
How about yourself, Chris? When is your...
I'm on 3 to 9 in the afternoon into the evening. I tend to be the one that keeps you awake at night, playing songs that you haven't heard in at least a decade.
Well, I know that, if it's not broken, don't fix it. I love that, all that music. It's from my time, and I never want to leave it. So tell the viewers how it's been different for you guys. I mean, things are changing. It seems to be pretty quick, but it's really been coming on for a while. I know you're streaming now. You do have some voice track, did you say, Dave?
Yeah, some of the shows are programmed. We produce an awful lot of programming right here in the studio as well for a later night. My Exit is one of those shows Monday nights at 11 p.m. where we have people like yourself who can come in during the daytime and host an hour of music. We produce it, and then it's re-aired Monday nights at 11 p.m.
Okay. I heard the Latin Alternative the other night. That was fantastic.
That's a show we produce here, and it's syndicated to about 45 stations around the country.
That's pretty darn great. That's fabulous. What do you think you would say to students that are going to get into the field? Would you encourage young broadcasting students to get into radio?
Sure, I think it's fun. I mean, I think you have to be a multitasker. I think you have to be knowledgeable about everything from engineering to being on air, the music, to being involved with your community. You really, and the latest trends, you really have to be up on your latest trends. I think you have to be a little jack of all trades, right?
Yeah, and I think you need to be prepared to do all the social media stuff that they're doing as teenagers or however old they happen to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because we do a lot of social media, with stations on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and the only thing we're not really on is Snapchat because, I can snap today. Normally I can't snap.
Now, you have 518, which is the show featuring local bands, local artists and talent.
Yeah,
Tell me a little about that.
Well, we call it the Local 518, and actually Dave named it. When we were first launching the station, we said, we're going to play local music like all the time throughout the normal format of the station. Most stations don't do that, even today. More stations have come aboard with the idea of, we should play music from the community, which is great for the artists especially, but when we first launched, we were it. Yeah. I mean, nobody played, we were playing somewhere in the neighborhood of, 200 local songs per week. Some of them were the same because we were playing the new stuff more frequently because we were trying to help those artists who are releasing something now. But we decided that we needed to brand it as something, and so I tasked Mr. Brand here to come up with an idea to say, what would we call this if we called it something? And went with the area code essentially, and Local 518 became the name of our local music scene. So whenever we refer to the local music, it's always Local 518.
It's always great to hear people call it 518 now, or Local 518. Hey,
the kind of music we play is very different. We play everything from a true roots country song going back to, like Loretta Lynn, Merle Haggard kind of feel, Hank Williams, right on through to some of the more modern indie folk rockers like Mount Joy or Parsons Field. And all the way in between, there's Led Zeppelin. We're playing the new Joan Baez record. It's a pretty diverse field of music to play from.
And yet, I've noticed you have seamless transitions. It's very smooth.
Going to be the next single that I put out. It'll be hopefully the end of May, beginning of June. It's a song called Same Way. stars into my eyes, and they could tell your story so bright. But I will never come when you call me. I will never answer that name, 'cause it's getting too late now, honey. And you know if we went there, we couldn't come back the same way. And so now you tell me you're done with that. You need me 'cause I'm abstract. Well, I got something like the same for you. I'm just slower now to react. 'Cause if you saw me in my blacks and my whites, like long dark hair in the moonlight, if you found me in my cage now, honey, in the space behind the stage, would you still feel the same way? Well, I got nothing but love for you, honey. I keep myself hidden away. I want nothing but the best for us, honey. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Yeah. Now I've known it since I was young. We only go around just once. So if it seems like I'm resisting your love, I'm just trying not to mess it up. 'Cause I just wanna get better at this guitar, and I'm just trying to get out of these dive bars. 'Cause I came here with a song to play, and if I have any say, I'm going out the same way. Well, I got nothing but love for you, honey. I keep myself hidden away. I want nothing but the best for us, honey. I don't know what to say. I don't know